Hey woodturners, welcome to my shop. It's a little bit cool outside. I ducked in this evening and we're going to be busy making some shavings. I'm Captain Eddie Castellan and I'm going to crank up the lathe a little bit and get into a great little project. You see this? This is a wine bottle stopper. Yeah, what do you mean? There's the stopper up inside. My friend Ruth Niles called me the other day and said, "Hey Captain Eddie, I got an idea for some wine bottle stoppers and covers that you're going to really love. I call them the knit cap cover." And I'm thinking, Ruth, you need to take a break. But boy, did she come up with a great idea. She said that rather than having a wine bottle stopper stacked on top of a bottle to accent everything up here, why not have a wine bottle stopper that fits down over the top of the bottle and accents the bottle? Yeah, and be something cute. Now get this, the one I saw was red and white for one of those Mississippi teams. And it was really cool. The guy that had it really loved it. He thought it was made so special just for him. So if you want to get into it, it works best with Ruth Niles' stainless steel stoppers and those O-rings. I can tell you exactly how in just 1 minute. And if you want to talk to Ruth about them, this is, let me see something. Oh yeah, here's Ruth's card. This is how you get a Ruth Niles to get stainless steel stoppers. That's cool how I just had that installed, yeah. All right, so right now we're gonna crank up the lathe and all you gotta do is watch. To get this project underway, I picked a nice piece of poplar. It's 2 1/4 to 2 3/8 square and about 4 inches long. Might be a little more than we need, but this gives me something to work for. Remember, I haven't tried this before. Right off the bat, I'll knock the corners off. Now, a lot of folks say it's out of round, start slow. Out of round, start slow. Look at how much brisance, how much hitting I'll have on the tool. Now, I'm pretty stable. I'm between the stop center and my revolving center. And I'm going to feel safe about cranking this thing up to about 2,000 RPM. See? Much nicer and much easier. The key thing is, remember, when you're right here, if you go a ½ an inch more, you cut your chuck. If you go 3/8 of an inch more, you stop. So it's a little bit of restraint. Now we'll put a tenon on it and put it in the chuck. Use my double-sided negative rake scraper to do that. I turned it around. I'm holding it now in my number 2 jaws. See how tight I've got how close I am to the right size tenon to get the maximum grab. I'm going to drill a 1 3/8 inch hole and I'm going to make it 1.5 inches deep. By this, 1.5 inches means the entire coupler here is going to be at the face. I'm going to push it a little bit more and then I'm going to clean up the end. Now, I say that because I needed 1.5 inches deep to hide the whole cone. But if I drill it 1.5 inches now and when I clean this end up, I'll lose 1/8 of an inch. Why? Do the math, okay? So we're going to do that. Using it to hold this, this is a keyless chuck from Mike at VM Woodworking. Mike's got some great tools. I love this keyless chuck. Put it in, I don't have to, well, here it is. I don't lose a key anymore. I've got it, my drill press, a number 2, and then my one-way, a number 3. I love these chucks. I'll take it down to about 400 or 500 RPMs. I touched up the blades on that so I'm getting a really good clean cut. And I'll have to do a YouTube on how to touch up the cutters on the Forstner bit. Folks don't think about it. They do get worn and they do need touching up or they burn. Most of the time when they burn, guys get rid of them because they think they're trash. Well, they're not trash. They're just saying, hey Bob, or Jim, or Bruce, it's time to sharpen me up. If it's good and clean and got sharp faces on it, there's no burning. Much nicer. It's not just the burning that's a problem. It's the heat you impart into the wood that'll lead to cracks later on. The next step is to drill a 23/64 hole. That's where the screw for the cone fits up and allows for the bolt and a little bit of glue. To use that, I have this high-tech depth measuring device called black plastic tape. Have no fear if you've got red or blue, it'll work the same. Not as well, but it'll work the same. But that lets me know I've drilled a hole 5/8 of an inch deep. This also serves as a second help. Let me back out and show you something here. This also serves as the ultimate depth gauge, because if I do that, I know I got a hole all the way to there. So if I part it off here, I'll be looking at the inside. So I don't want that. Wow, if you draw a squiggle, it becomes less than the squiggle. Since this is the opening where the bottle will fit, and the wine bottle stopper comes out the center, I don't want this to be square. I want to clean it up a little bitty bit. To do that, just going to shear scrape it a little bit. And I want to clean up this bottom. Bring up the speed a little. If you want to sand inside here and clean this up, this is the opportunity. I've got a very clean inside edge because it was clean, a good clean Forstner bit. Then we're going to go ahead and say, I want the bottom of this knit cap or other to be about that diameter. Are you out of position again and I need to move you? Alright, I'll wait a minute. You can move over here. And the same thing goes for this edge. It won't stay round, and my chuck is going to be right there. I do want to sand that out right now and see if I can get this to be done. Because once I put it up against my chuck, I won't be able to get there again. Boy, this poplar sand's so nice, doesn't it? And this is some Blue Flex by Vince Welsh at Vince's Wooden Wonders. That's where my sanding material come from. Vince has got some great products. Check out his website. And he just doesn't sell sandpaper. Vince can teach you about sandpaper. So if you think you've been snowed about something, Vince can help you get rid of the snow. This is ready to flip around. To flip it around and hold it, we're going to put it on our spigot jaws. These are one-way profile spigot jaws, which means there's no grooves. They're smooth. I got a little notch in the end for grabbing just the inside of small recesses, and we've done that on some tops and all. This time I'm going to use the full length. To do so, that means I'm going to put that sanded edge up against that face. That's why I needed to sand it and get it done. But I don't want to mark this up. I want to be really pretty when I get done. So here I'm going to use this high-tech jaw protection device. This is hard to find, hard to get a hold of, I can get you a great deal on it if you'd like them, you know, but I mean, it's going to cost a lot of money. But that's a jaw protection device. It works good, doesn't it? It goes right on there. And then I'm going to bring up my tailstock to line it up. Got to get junk out the way. Yep, that's lined up just so it's pressing smoothly before I tighten it down. But tightening it down means opening it up. And I don't want to do too much. I want to make sure I got a good grab on it, so I check it. It isn't moving. I can get that tailstock out the way if I choose, but I like turn between centers. So I'm going to take the cone off, get it out the way. I put the cone on to show you something. We didn't get around to it. So, alright, now I'm up, I'm there. I do know that my maximum depth is right about here. And you can't see that. But I want to move you to a better position so the light's better for you. The light's much better where you are now. This is the mark I put with the drill bit. This is my safety mark. That's going to be safe. It's hard to read that S when it's going about 1,000 RPMs, but I got blinky vision, so it's all right. This is my finial. My finial, every stocking cap's got a little ball or a button on it, right? That's what this is going to have. I'll start by shaping the top and getting rid of some lumber. Whoop. Got to bring the speed up to about 1800 RPM. Remember, way back down here I had this little shoulder where I had shaped up? Well, that's going to be my return shoulder. I know that's going to be my return back. It's not shear scraping, that's the slice. I'm rubbing the bevel with that cut. That cut doesn't matter because my stocking cap's going to have a piece rolled back to about right there. One of the keys to making this look good is to try to be unique about it. So let's see, I'm going to put a little bit of a underroll on my brim here. Use my detailed duo to do so. Well, one half of the duo. That gives it a little undercut, makes it stand out a little bit more. I'm also going to use the duo up here to turn in the top a little bit and get that bead looking a little bit better. Now remember, down in there, we got a 3/8 inch hole. I'm going to take the top off. The duo's nice for detail work. remember, always say that, and remember, there's a hole in there. You go too deep, you're looking at tomorrow. I just realized I could cut down some of that exam room lighting I have here, and you'll be able to see a little bit better what I'm doing. I want to take this and shape it into a knob. Okay? A lot of guys say, well, I'm no good at doing that. I can't take my skew and make that underhand cut and all that stuff to do that. Well, guys, using my skew with the long point down, I have good control over to do that. But if you don't have good control over it, don't worry about it. Here we are. Let's take our double-sided negative rake scraper. Mine looks just like my skew. They're easy to confuse. And I'm going to scrape it to shape. I get ultimate control. Go around it nice and easy. There you have it. And due to my jaw protection device, and that's copyrighted, I have no marks on the inside of the jaws. I have a little something because the jaw rubbed on it, and I should have protected that, but I didn't. But that's easy enough to buff off with a little bit of paper. Now remember, if you pick a nice soft wood, sanding may remove some detail. What can you do with this? All right, let's get into that. We insert Ruth's bottle cone stopper, or stainless steel stopper in there, screw it up in there. When I insert it all the way, that stopper is going to be completely hidden, and when I slip it over the bottle, the top of the neck of the bottle will be completely hidden, and it'll decorate the top. You may think that's a lot of work to go through for just a bottle stopper. It was just a few minutes of work. You got to use a roughing gouge, a 3/8 inch Ellsworth, your gouge of your choice, a skew, mainly is a double-sided scraper, and a little detail tool. All four you really need to practice with. So I gave you something to work on. You ended up a nice little project that gives you a great palette for what you can do with your art. Now you can make this black with a red band, or your favorite college colors, purple and gold. Not my favorite college, but favorite college colors with a gold pom-pom, or put a little gilt on it, or a little bit of foil on the bottom, whatever. You've got an awesome palette that you can do something special for somebody special. And you can give it as a gift, and Christmas is coming up. I tell you what, if you make one and it's really unique, because it's yours, of course it'll be unique, wouldn't it? All right, you make one that's special. I want one photograph of one of your cap stopper covers. Just one photograph. That's all. And I'll post them on my website or right here. You know what? When I figure out how, it'll go to the live on Wednesday night events when I figure out how. Hadn't worked all those details out yet because that's all brand new to me. But for and I'm going to seal up all sides of it. Probably rub this with a little bit of OB Shine Juice. It's real easy to work in there and clean it up. It's food safe. Won't affect the taste of the wine. And it's a little bit transparent. Now, I'm going to use transparent airbrush paints to paint this out. I might have this ready for when we get together on Wednesday. And I've got some nifty ideas for other ones. But you know what? I want to see your ideas for other ones. I'm Captain Eddie Castellan. Thank you for joining me as we've been making shavings. We'll see you soon.